Welcome, everybody. College basketball action. We're talking once again with Ross Benjamin doing our underdog value ticket for college hoops, and there's some very intriguing games on the board. Now, Ross, who is capable of going on very, very strong runs, and he's proven it. All right, the nature of this business, we have our ups and downs. So Ross's back's a little bit against the wall. Going to get out of this little cold streak, though, and I feel that. Batting 500 right now, but we're pressing forward. Ross, good to have you back with us. Our viewers want to know if you're up to the challenge, and I know that you are.
Oh, I'm certainly up to the challenge. It's ebbs and flows of this business. And again, to bring this, not to make an excuse by any stretch of the imagination, we're looking at just underdogs on a daily basis. And that's not the easiest chore. So we're eliminating half the board, but we are giving it our best to find you the best underdog value.
Absolutely, and I like that. So Ross is definitely up for the challenge. And yes, viewers, it's not easy picking them dogs on a daily basis. And a lot of our viewers know that as well. So it's just time to turn up the hot streak and get back on track. All right, Duke plus 6.5, Ross, going to North Carolina. This is the Tobacco Road rivalry. And today, it's even more special than it's been in years past because it's Michael Jordan's birthday. All right, and I know that means nothing with the lines and everything, but the excitement in that arena is going to be absolutely outrageous. All right, you think Duke will be able to quiet this crowd and come out with the win with the 6.5?
Boy, after I just found that out, I was unaware it's Michael Jordan's birthday. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have used this game anyway. um,
Yeah, he's going to be in
at,
attendance. He will be there tonight. It's going to be a really big.
Certainly, I mean, that bodes well from an emotional standpoint. But again, the game is played on the court, as you know.
That's right.
Duke, this is a team that went through a stretch of losing 4 of 5 games, and they dropped out of the AP top 25 for the first time since 2007. Since then, they've rebounded to win 4 games in a row. They're back in the top 25. North Carolina, one of the best teams in the country, undoubtedly. But this is a Tar Heels team that isn't playing tremendous right now. They are coming off a decisive win at home versus Pitt, who's been struggling of late. But they're 2-2 in their last 4. One of those wins came at BC, where they narrowly escaped as a 20.5-point favorite, just knocking off the Eagles by a mere 3 points. So I like the momentum that Duke has. When you get into rivalry games like this, I always look for a reason why I could use the underdog, and there's certainly a case to be made here for the Duke Blue Devils. I'm going to take Duke on the road here, plus the healthy 6.5 points at North Carolina.
Yeah, and that's one thing about North Carolina. And not only have they not been playing great ball as of late, minus that last game, because they did put a whooping on that Pitt team, who I have said I thought is overrated all year, that Pitt team. I mean, they got quality players. I don't know. It might be the coaching, but that's a whole different video. But North Carolina has a tendency to not get up for certain teams and then just not show up for certain teams. So this, I think the MJ birthday may play into this in the beginning of the game. Don't know how it'll play all the way out. But one thing is for sure, Ross, and I know you can only agree, Duke has really, really felt that loss of Amiri Johnson. That Amir Johnson was absolutely the focal point of that offense and defensively as well. But they've done a good job patching the hole, and I think that big win they just had last time out is going to make a big difference for their confidence level, and I think they'll be up to the challenge. So you heard it, viewers. Duke plus the 6.5. That could be a sharp spot at North Carolina. Now, the second game, Ross, Dayton, who's ranked 13th in the country. Right now, it's +3, okay, at St. Joe's, all right, a 21-4 St. Joe's team. But St. Joe's does not do too well against the spread at home. So what's your thoughts on this? I personally think Dayton might be a little overranked, maybe not overvalued, but overranked. So I'm anxious to hear your breakdown on what it is about Dayton that you like in this ball game.
Well, overranked is a whole other discussion for another day. Let's just focus here on this matchup in itself. And Mike, you bring up a very good point. This is a St. Joe's team that's been absolutely phenomenal on the road, but for whatever reason, you can make a case they may be overvalued at home. Now, having said that, I've been a big fan of St. Joe's and Phil Martelli this year. They've certainly made me a lot of money. However, I think this is a very tough spot for them. Dayton is playing just tremendous right now. They played very good for the most part of the year. Obviously, they're in the top 15 in the nation. But, you're looking at a Flyers club offensively. They're shooting better than 50%, converting on 41% of their three-point attempts over their last 5 games. And during that same time frame, they've held opponents to 57 points per contest and less than 40% shooting from the field. And also a big component to their success, they only are allowing teams to get to the free throw line an average of 13 times per contest. That's just excellent defense. You couple that with the great shooting of late. I'm going to take the Dayton Flyers here, +2.5 over St. Joe's.
You know, and what a lot of our viewers may not know, and may know also, but that stat you threw out about holding opponents to so many attempts at the free throw line, that is absolutely speaks volumes in weighing out, 1 or 2 points on the spread. So I like that stat. And another thing that's interesting is Dayton's a good 3-point shooting team, as you mentioned, but they're 5-1 against the spread on the road. This team loves going on the road. I just know one thing, they're going to have their hands full. That arena is going to be very, very loud. But is Dayton up to the challenge? Obviously, they should be, being ranked 13th in the country, depending on what poll you're looking at. Viewers, Dayton +3 in the second game. Now, the third game that Ross likes, Temple at home +8.5 against a ranked number 1, depending on what poll, Villanova team. Now, these teams have played each other very tough in the years past. Okay, what is it about Temple that has given you the confidence with the 8.5 points that they'll cash this ticket?
Let's start with Villanova. I mean, I have no qualms with their rating. I think they're well deserving of the number 1 rank. But right now, I'm looking at a 1-game situation, and I'm looking at a Villanova team laying 8.5 points on the road against a fairly hot Temple club. I mean, in a rivalry game, inter-city rivalry in Philadelphia. Temple's been an excellent underdog all season, Mike. 8-2 on the year in the role as an underdog, in addition to covering their last 6 in that underdog role. They started the year 4-5 because they played a very tough non-conference schedule, played some of those opponents in those losses very tough. Since that time, they've gone 12-3. They've won 6 in a row at home. I'm not going to go out on a limb and call for the outright upset here, but I like Temple to play this game very competitively and bring this right down to the wire. I'm going to take the points with Temple at home here, plus the 8.5.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to watching it as a fan, and it's going to be a test to see if Nova can get up for a big team on the road when they, as they've acquired this ranking. So, okay, viewers, you've heard it now. We got Duke +6.5 against North Carolina. All right, Dayton +3 on the road at St. Joe's, and Temple on their home court getting 8.5 against Villanova. Ross, we wish you the best tonight. I hope you bounce back strong with a 3-0 night, but whatever it is, I know you're doing the best you can and you're breaking these games down very efficiently. We appreciate that. Have a great night and look forward to talk to you again real soon, my friend.